Hi, this is Thomas with Cozy Grammar, speaking to you from my cozy writing yurt, which is particularly cozy today because we've had some very cold and snowy days. Although today it rained yesterday and the sun is shining, but it's still cold, so it's nice to be warm by the fire, enjoying a cup of tea. You are joining us for our Ask Cozy Grammar session. These are live sessions that we hold each month for our students. And we also record the answers to the questions that I receive so that we can share them on our YouTube channel and through our other social media channels. This next question comes from Jorge R. from Sacramento, California. And Jorge asks, what is the difference between avocation and vocation? Now, as sometimes happens, the questions we've gotten for today's session have interesting overlaps. So we've noticed we have had a couple questions today about confusing words. Here are two more words, avocation and vocation, which can be easily confused because they look very close to each other and they sound very similar to each other. Um, but they are, in fact, slightly different. And if we are aware of this difference and we use this difference, we also are able to telegraph to people who understand the difference that we have not just a command of language, but a respect for language, a respect for the nuances that our language allows us to express, for the precision that our words can give to us. So let's take a look at avocation and vocation. Avocation means a hobby or a pleasant pastime. For example, when my father was a child, he had the avocation of collecting stamps. He had a stamp collection and he had stamps from around the world. So we could say my father's avocation was collecting stamps. A vocation, by contrast, is one's profession, or even more than that, one's calling, the task that one feels particularly well suited for or to. So, for example, in my own case, writing is my vocation. It's something I feel very strongly called to do and to do every day. So the sentence would be writing is my vocation. And in fact, vocation comes from a Latin word which means to call. And in fact, this is not as strange as it might seem at first, because if you look at the word vocation and you look at the word voice, you can see that voice and vocation, you can see visually they start the same. The pronunciation is slightly different, but they both come from the same Latin root, which has to do with our voices. And so vocation is to feel called by a voice. Someone who has a vocation feels called by an inner voice, by their conception of the divine, by whatever it may be, to some activity as their primary work. Avocation, by contrast, means called away, because of that prefix a in front of the word vocation gives the meaning of off or away from. So an avocation means something that calls us away from our primary work, but to some interesting hobby or some pastime, something we might do in the time that remains to us during a week or during a day. So I hope that, Jorge, that helps to clarify the difference between these two very commonly confused words, vocation and avocation. And I hope that you can take that distinction into your own experience, because you never know when in your personal life or in your professional life, when being able to use the right word in the right way can make all the difference in showing you to be somebody who cares about language and about the precision with which we can give our speech through choosing the right word at the right time.